I'm a PlayStation fan too. I'm a PlayStation fan. I'm a PlayStation fan. I'm a PlayStation fan too. I'm a PlayStation fan too. Respect my time. I got a wife. Respect my time. I got a wife and kids. Respect my time. Respect my time. I got a wife and kids.
It's my opinion. I'm a neutral.
Hello, FTC. But this is great for gamers. They're an anomaly. They're an anomaly.
Like I should care.
Cut the cap. I just want to have fun with my friends.
It shouldn't cost $70. It looks like DLC.
What is good, YouTube? What's good, PlayStation Nation? It is your boy Persona of Gaming with Persona and one half of the What's Up PlayStation podcast crew. Yes, sir. Listen, man, I'm so happy to be here, man. It is Monday. Happy Monday to everyone here. It's a very rainy Monday here in New York, man. It's been raining all day, all weekend. Really, it's been raining. And listen, I love it. Because rainy weather is gaming weather. You get what I'm, you feel me? Rainy weather is gaming weather. And not only that, very relaxing. You know, it's very relaxing and all that good stuff, man. Very relaxing weekend ahead. I ain't gonna lie, guys. Can we, matter of fact, let me ask the chat, man. Chat, can we vibe out for a couple more minutes? Is that okay? I'll only vibe out for a few more minutes if the chat says it's okay. Can we vibe out for a few more minutes? 'Cause I was really digging that song. You know, I'm always on the prowl for new, dope music. And that music we was playing in the starting soon music, I was digging. I was like, yo, this is good music, man. This got me in a great mood. You feel me? Can we vibe out, chat? Can we vibe out for a few more minutes? Oh, the chat said, yes, sir, let's do it. Yes, sir, let's do it. Just for a couple more minutes. Just for a few more minutes. It's Monday. It's a rainy day. It's a chill day. You know, nice chill song. Nice chill beat. You feel me? I'm loving this beat, man. Listening to the chat, I feel like I'm in like one of those upscale coffee lounges where you get like the real expensive coffee. I'm not talking about no Starbucks. I'm talking about the real expensive coffee that's made from the real coffee beans. You feel me? I feel like this is the type of music that be playing in like a lounge or something like that, man. I love it. To like one of those Fortune 500 companies, like a real upscale business corporation or some shit. You walk in the lobby, you hear some shit like this playing. It's like, damn, this shit kinda nice. What's this? Oh, this kinda good. What's this? Here go the violin. Here go the violin. That's what really sold me on the song. It's this violin. Listen to the violin. Hey, that violin sold me. When I heard that violin, I was like, oh yeah, this definitely gonna be the start music today. That violin got me hype as hell. I was like, what? You putting out music like this? A little class up in there, you feel me? Okay. Yo, that violence smooth as fuck, man. All right. All right, guys. Like I said, happy Monday. Thanks for letting me vibe out for a few more minutes. Listen, I've been in training all day training, especially on a Monday, is brutal. And I've been in an all day incident response, threat hunting, threat analysis, IT security training. With so much technical information and command line this and Python. Listen, my brain is fried. I'm not gonna lie to you. All day from like 9 in the morning till about 4, and only got an hour for. I mean, it was short breaks here and there, like 5-10 minute breaks, but then obviously we got our lunch break and all that stuff. But on a Monday morning, yo, my brain, I ain't gonna lie to you guys, my brain is fried. My brain is definitely tired. But very happy to be here, man. What's up, PlayStation? Not what when Persona speaks. And listen, man, how y'all feeling today, man? Are you a 1? Are you a 2? Like, put a 1 in the chat if you're feeling great. Put a 2 in the chat if you're feeling okay. Put a 3 in the chat if you're not feeling good at all. If you do put a 3 in the chat, trust and believe your boy Persona is I'm trying to get that to at least a 2 by the end of this show. You feel me? So put a 1 in the chat if you're feeling great. Put a 2 if you're feeling just okay, or put a 3 if you're not feeling that great at all. And like I said, for the 3s, I'm coming for you. We're going to get that at least to a 2. At least to a 2. Okay? I'm seeing a lot of 1s in the chat. 2. Mary said 2, but leaned into a 1. Damn Cali Heat. Oh, you're in Cali, Mary? So, shout out to the Cali, Shout out to Cali. There's a couple y'all in Cali, man. I know Chuck in Cali. I think Bird's in Cali, too. 1.5, you mind? Okay. Shout out to y'all, man. I'm seeing a lot of 1s and 2s in the chat. I don't see no 3s. That's good. That's good. Bye, man. Let me shout out the chat, man. Well, first off, if you are at work, I hope I could get you through your work day. If you're at home, if you're on your way home from work or school, hope I could get you through your commute home. If you're at home and you're cooking dinner, doing homework with the kids, cleaning the crib, I hope I could get you through your session. Listen, you might be taking a shower. I don't know. Cleanliness is closer to godliness. I don't know. I appreciate you putting me on. Listen, you might be having the maritals with the significant other. I don't know. I just appreciate you putting me on. You feel me? Let me shout out the folks in the chat. Where are my manners? Let me shout out the folks in the chat. Yo, Team Ambush, what's good, bro? Appreciate you coming through, rocking out with your boy. Jay Barry in the building, the other half of What's Up PlayStation podcast. Big shout out to Barry, man. Appreciate you, bro, coming through, rocking out. You already know. Sir Real One, what's good, bro? Mary Wilcox in the building. Mary, always appreciate you coming through. PS Rewind, what's going on with you? Iman Rich the Swag Lord, what's good with you, man? Get on the sticks. Appreciate you, bro, coming through. Who else is here? Yo, Void First Godham, what's going on with you, man? Appreciate you. Oh, you went SoCal. So that's South California. That's near Mary. That's like Venice Beach or SoCal, Cal. I've been to Cali a bunch of times, but I don't know the Cali lingo. Kratos 99, what's good with you? Carl Anchor in the building. Gabriel Knight. Gabriel, how you feeling today? Appreciate you. Lord Hog 999. That's quite a name. Appreciate you coming through. Bird in the building. DC Gaming. Innate in the building. Viper Reaps Corner in the building. Shout out to my boy Viper. Appreciate you, man. He is the official WUPS member. It's me, baby 80. What's going on with you? Samuel Porter Bridges. What's going on with you? Appreciate you. Caleb Kaiser. Let me do it right, Caleb. My fault, Caleb. Caleb Kaiser. I can't do this good as Barry. I just never can. Shout out to you, Caleb. I appreciate you, bro. Who else is here? Yo, Muck45 in the building. Muck, what's good? Mystical Tryhard Guy Uchiha. Yo, shout out to Mystical Tryhard Guy Uchiha. Listen, I remember when Mystical Tryhard Guy Uchiha, I remember when he first used to come through to the chat, I used to struggle to say his name because I used to like to get tongue-tied a little bit. Now, you know, it comes out naturally. Mystical Tryhard Guy Uchiha, you feel me? It rolls off the tongue very easily. Pause. You understand? Shout out to Mystical Tryhard Guy Uchiha. Walter in the building. Dre Watson, what's good, bro? Appreciate you. Gasuka, what's good with you, man? Appreciate you. Juan Sosa Gaming, how you feeling today, man? Who else is here, man? Who else? Gian the Don in the building. What's good, bro? Who else is here? Don John Sean in the building. What's good, bro? Foxing around. I'm chilling with Austin. Appreciate you, Fox. Hey, man, yo, listen. I'm hoping Tua pulls through too, man. I've been seeing the tweets and whatnot, man. That's crazy how them damn sports doctors let that man go out there after getting hit the first time and getting that concussion. They sent him back on the field 4 or 5 days later. That's not good, man. That's not good. I hope he good. I hope he really pulled through, because, you know, suffering 2 concussions like that, the way he fell, especially that second time, mans was trying to really, he was trying to damage that boy. So I hope he good, man. Doing 2 concussions like that can really, like, shit like that is like career ending, man. Like, man, I hope he good. Who else is there? Yo, Omar in the building. Omar, what's good, bro? Who else? Compost Smurf in the building. What's good, Compost? Appreciate you, bro. Corey Mason in the building. Corey, what up, man? What's good, Corey? J Gamer UK in the building. What's going on, bro? King 1710 in the building. What's good, man? Philip K in the building. See, Philip K, that's another name I'm gonna work on. The last name is Kaun Vargas. I'm gonna get it. Yo, Philip K, I'm gonna get it, man. I'm gonna get it, man. Trust me. It's gonna roll off the tongue. Give me a little longer. I got you, Philip K. I got you. Let me see. Corey said Persona always decides to stream when you're in the gym. Nah, listen, man. You know, it's right after I get off work. I like to do things early so that I can have my night to, you know, do what I want to do and whatnot. You know, I don't like going too late with shows and whatnot. Who else is here? I think I got everybody. Let me scroll down and shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Strictly Gaming in the building. Strictly, what up, man? Johnny Gaming in the building. What's good, bro? Forgetful Gamer. Appreciate you, bro. Chris Toast. What's good? Appreciate you, Chris Toast. Coming through, rocking out with your boy. DBZ Extreme. What's good? J. Lou in the building. Appreciate you. I appreciate y'all, man. Round of applause for the folks in the chat. Philip DVG, DD Vito, Kevin. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Another round of applause for the folks in the chat. Also, shout out to you know, the lurkers as well. I know there's the people that, you know, just lurk and, you know, just kind of just listen to the show. They don't really type or anything like that, but I know they rock out. They rock out with me and rock out with the chat and whatnot, and rock out with the content. So I appreciate y'all as well. Listen, I'm getting better with putting out videos, man. You know, I'm starting to get better with this editing software. So I've been using DaVinci Resolve and watching like YouTube videos here and there, trying to learn how to do things, add different like clips and space it out, and how to match my, like, how to because like it's not like a, you know, creating a video is not like a podcast, right, where like I could just talk and kind of just show you everything while I'm talking. I can't do that when you're making a video. So when I have certain talking points, I had to learn how to match certain sections of what I'm talking about with my talking points. So that's something that I'm working to get better at now, but I've been trying to put out more videos, and continue to do that, put out more reviews, more impressions, and things like that. I did put out my Valkyrie Elysium review over the weekend, which I gave it a 7.6, but I was talking to Bari about this as well. I'm actually going to change my score. I might do a re-review on that, because when I reviewed it, I only got the original ending. I didn't get like the true ending or any of the other ending routes. So when I got like the true ending and all that, it rose my score from like a 7.6 to an 8, right? So I might redo that review and because I've been playing this game like non-stop, man. Like all last week into this week, I'm close to the platinum. I just gotta do these weapon proficiencies, the normal mode playthrough, which these weapon proficiencies, that's the grind. Like really and truly, that's the grind. Getting all weapons to triple S proficiency, yo, that's gonna take you some time, man. Like it's really gonna take you some time. So I'm working through that now this week. I should, if things go right, I should have the platinum by Friday or close to Friday. And the reason why like I'm so gung-ho too about getting this platinum out the way is because I want to go back and finish Solstice, and I want to Asterigos Curse of the Stars that comes out Saturday. If you bought the digital deluxe edition, you get 72 hours early access. So instead of waiting until Tuesday to play it, you get to play it on Saturday. So I'm starting that up as well. And like I said, I want to finish Solstice, and then it's October. In October we've got Gotham Knights, and we've got Star Ocean 6 as well. So I'm like, yo, man, and then obviously November. I feel like October's gonna fly by. I mean, we're already in October. We're already going into October 8th, which is Saturday. I feel like this week is gonna fly by. You get what I'm saying? So this month is definitely gonna fly. So there's certain games I want to knock out, because once God of War drops, that's all that matters. Like really and truly. And I'm not getting COD this year, so I don't really have to budget my time around that. So it leaves more time for me to finish up some of these other games anyway, right? I can start Diofield and all these other things. So that's gonna take a lot of time. But yeah, so I'm working on editing and getting better. I'm trying to get better at it with the voice mixing and everything. So but definitely check out the review. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment. I know quite a few of you checked it out already, so I appreciate that always. All right, so it seems like every Monday or every time I'm doing a When Persona Speaks as of late, it's surrounded around this whiny ass community because of something that PlayStation's doing, right? And here we are again, right? So the title of the title of the podcast is Horizon Zero Dawn Remaster leaks. Has Sony gone too far? So let's keep in mind, and I obviously say this as a disclaimer multiple times throughout the show, but let's keep in mind that this is still a rumor, and nothing's confirmed, right? So it is a rumor, but it seems plausible. It seems likely like something like this will happen, right? Just because they just put it out on PC like 2 years ago, so that is the best version. So I can see them just taking that version and just cleaning it up a little bit more and putting it on PS5 and there's the remaster. I feel like that's a very low. I feel like if this is gonna happen, it seems plausible because it's a very low effort thing, right? Like because the work has already been done to make the best version, which is the PC version. You got the ultra wide support, the DLSS, better textures, better character models and things like that. So I can see not necessarily Guerrilla, maybe a small Guerrilla team or Nixus or whoever. I can see another team kind of just going in there real quick, touching up a few extra things, and making a game compatible with a PlayStation 5 SSD and stuff like that, just so that, you know, it's the best version for the PlayStation 5. I feel like that's very low effort, right? And I'm not saying that it's low effort, you know, and trying to minimize the work that developers do. Absolutely not. I'm just saying it's not as heavy as a lift as what we got with The Last of Us remake. If excuse me, if this is true, right? Like I got to put the ifs in there because again, nothing is set in stone. But more often than not, I see this being a remaster and not necessarily a remake, right? Where kind of like with Ghost of Tsushima, you know, when we got the director's cut for Ghost of Tsushima, you know, there was like some extra content that came with it, whatever the case may be. And you know, that was pretty much it. With this, right? Because I see them, if they do it how I think they would, I see it being something along the lines of, you know, they touch up the game, remaster the base game, and then probably remaster Frozen Wilds DLC as well. And, you know, kind of just like, oh, if you already own the game, then, you know, it's a free upgrade or a $10 upgrade or something like that. But if you're new to this and you don't own it, you know, you got to pay 40 or 50 or something like that. I see that. If it's a remaster, that's the route that I see PlayStation going down. Because, you know, this is a PlayStation 4 game. And, you know, like I said, I don't see them remaking from the ground up like they did with The Last of Us. It's not the same thing. And because originally Last of Us is not a PlayStation 4 game, right? Last of Us is a PlayStation 3 game, which was touched up for PS4. So essentially what was happening with The Last of Us remake is a remake of the PlayStation 3 version of the game to be made into a PS5 game from the ground up, right? So when you're looking at the work that's going into that and looking at what they're doing, you know, it makes sense for something like that. In my opinion, it makes sense for something like that to release at $70 because of the work that's going into bring that up to current gen standards. But when I look at The Last of Us, when I look at Horizon Horizon Zero Dawn, that being originally being a PlayStation 4 game, and then Nixxes, I believe it was Nixxes, so it might have been another team, but whatever team went in and rebuilt, you know, like built up and cleaned it up so that it could be, you know, presentable on PC. I think it might have been even Guerrilla, honestly, Guerrilla or Nixxes, so it might have been a combination of both. You know, when I see that happen, and you know, when I see that already on, you know, PC, it really and truly, and again, we don't know all the details, right? So I'm not going to speak in absolutes, but I feel like something like that would more so be like I said, just like a remaster, just a touch-up remaster, just to make it, you know, for the PC. I mean, for the PS5. So the news leaked. Right? And in typical social media fashion, once the news leaked, you already know what happened.
Oh my God. PlayStation, how could you? Oh, you know what?
Let's do this right. Because it's only right that we do the invitation correct, right? Because, I mean, it's only right, guys. You know, we putting on a show here. There we go. We got the good stuff. All right, guys. PlayStation, the news leaks in the community, they couldn't take it.
Oh my God! How could you, PlayStation? You keep doing this to us. You keep re-releasing the same games. I'm sick of it. This is so anti-consumer because you keep printing out the same games. I can't take it as a gamer. It's been 2 years since the PS5 released. 2 years! And you still continue to put out the same games. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. Anti-consumer! It's anti-consumer! Why do you keep doing this to me, PlayStation? I've given you my hard-earned money, PlayStation. I've given you every dollar that I have in my pocket, and you still aren't giving me quality games. It's not about Xbox. It's not about Nintendo. It's about you. How am I supposed to bring my child joy? How am I supposed to get joy in this joyless world if you continue to re-release the same games? They're not for me, but you keep releasing them. I know I don't have to buy it. I know I don't have to buy it, but that's besides the point. It's the fact that you keep putting it out. It's anti-consumer. I want to know about the future. What is the future of PlayStation? That's what I want to know. But you keep releasing the same games. Is PlayStation finished? Is PlayStation done? Anti-consumer! Anti-consumer!
Anti-consumer! You know what? We're gonna make that a soundboard. We're gonna put that on the soundboard. Anti-consumer! Yo! Anti-consumer! Yo, wait. Oh, wait, I'm gonna make the sound. Wait, let me make it. Let me make the sound. What am I gonna get rid of?
It shouldn't cost $70.
It looks like DLC.
I just want to have fun with my friends.
What am I gonna get rid of?
I just want to have fun with my friends.
I think we could get rid of that. Yeah, we could get rid of that. All right, hold on. Hold on, let me make the sound. I want to make the sound. Let me make the sound. I gotta hear my voice though. I'm gonna do it in the squeaky voice. Hold up.
Anti-consumer! Anti-consumer! Anti-consumer!
Yo, I can't, man. I can't. Yo.
Anti-consumer!
Yo, that's staying on the board. Oh shit, that's staying on the board. That's staying on the board permanently. Yo.
Anti-consumer!
All right. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Yo, this community is just so... This community is just so goddamn whiny, bruh. God damn. All right, DC Gamer, appreciate you for the super chat, bro. He says, Did you see Microsoft launched an official site to try and push their Activision Blizzard acquisition? They claim it's going to lead to more games for everyone. Really? They really did that? Yeah, I gotta see that site, man. Serve Real One, yo, what's good, bro? Appreciate you for the super chat. He says, anti-consumer.
Anti-consumer.
So yeah, all jokes aside, though, right? Like all joking aside, it's all right, how do I frame this, right? And the reason why I'm not walking on eggshells, but I want to frame this accurately, right? Because people already have preconceived ideas. They already have a viewpoint of how I am. Like, oh, I'm just this Sony shill. Even though I disagree with a lot of things PlayStation has been doing as of late. If I disagree with PlayStation, I'm a shill. If I agree with PlayStation, I'm a shill. So it's like I can't get past that. It's really weird. Especially, because a lot of these people don't watch my content because you wouldn't be speaking that way about me if you actually watch the content. Because I'm always critical of PlayStation, always, right? And if I wasn't, people would definitely there would be it's funny, there would be video proof. People be like, oh, you see Persona, he's always making excuses. He's not really hard on PlayStation. Watch What's Up PlayStation podcast. Watch this podcast. Watch the videos. Watch whatever you want. You can't find it. That's why you have to lie. Anyway, to be serious though, right? And I mean this, right? I'm being as sincere and as objective as possible. If PlayStation wasn't putting out games, I would view this as a problem. What do I mean by that? From the launch of the PlayStation 5, we've gotten Miles Morales, Demon's Souls, Sackboy, Returnal, Ratchet and Clank, Horizon Forbidden West, GT7, God of War, Ragnarok, Kena, and a bunch of smattering of others. Obviously, we've also gotten other games like, Spider-Man Remastered, Director's Cut of Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding, and now potentially Horizon Forbidden West. If you look at it from the perspective of a new game to remaster ratio, PlayStation's putting out more new games than they are remasters. Really and truly. Right? And then we got obviously Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine on the horizon. You get what I'm saying? So if we look at things objectively, if we look at things from a statistically speaking, PlayStation is putting out more new games than they are remasters. Right? But no one looks at things logically on the internet. It's all feelings and emotion-based responses, and never really an actual conversation. It's just, oh, PlayStation's so bad. They're so anti. You see, this is what ponies continue to pay for, right? But in the sense of what did DC say? I DM'd the link and at you on Twitter with the link. Oh, you did? I'll look at that. I appreciate it, DC. I'm gonna look at that in a second. But then when we look at it from the perspective of, from a gamer perspective, I think it's like anything else, right? If I see something in a store that I don't view as valuable enough for me to put my dollar towards, I don't buy it, right? And it's funny because one of the most optimal ways of letting people know that you don't want something or that this is not something that we want is to not buy it. You get what I'm saying? Like, that is the most optimal way to let a company, $1 billion, $1 trillion company, know that you are against something. Obviously, being vocal as well is another great way, right? But the thing about being vocal sometimes, and listen, I advocate that. I think gamers and real gamers, I'm not talking about these fly by night. I'm gonna get into that in a second. I'm kind of all over I'll put a pin in that, guys. We gonna talk about the internet social media gamer side of it, I want to get through this thought. The most optimal way of letting someone know is by not buying it, right? The second way is obviously being vocal. The problem with being vocal sometimes, and listen, I advocate with everyone being vocal and speaking up as a community, but not based in feelings. It has to be like, listen, we want like I said, if it would be different if PlayStation was like not putting out nothing else and just putting out remakes and remasters. I would have a big problem with that. I would actually be the first one like, yo, PlayStation, what the fuck are you doing? No. We're not doing this. I would have a huge issue with that. I don't see that being the case here. Now, there's two sides to that. That's a double-edged sword. So, let's look at this from both perspectives. Although PlayStation is not really doing it in abundance, right? We are starting to see a trend, right? We saw the Spider-Man remaster tied to that. We saw, like I said, the director's cut for Ghost of Tsushima that released a year later with DLC, though, mind you. We saw Death Stranding, right? We saw. The reason why I'm not counting The Last of Us is Last of Us is not a remaster. Last of Us is a remake, and if you played this Last of Us remake, you would know that it's a night and day difference from the original game. I'm looking at The Last of Us remake as a brand new experience because I personally think it is, right? I played the game, I platinumed it, I put a lot of time into it. I played it on the hardest difficulty out the gate, grounded. You get what I'm saying? So I look at that as a brand new experience. You feel me? So like I don't know, I don't count Last of Us, but then because again, this is still speculation, but with Horizon Zero Dawn, this remaster as well. We're looking at 4 remasters since the PlayStation 5's launch that has come from PlayStation, or director's cut, touch-ups, whatever you want to call it. Remaster, director's cut, interchangeable, really, right? So I am noticing a trend, right? Where I'm like, hey, PlayStation, I see you starting to put out a lot more of these remasters, type of games with some touch-ups and things like that, And obviously we know that Horizon Zero Dawn is getting a show, just like Last of Us got a show, and the Last of Us devs said they wanted to bring the experience up to date and be current for newcomers and all this other stuff. So obviously a lot, and it's quite obvious that they wanted the game to tie in with the release of the show and things like that. So that made sense, right? And with it being as old as it is, it made sense to me all around. With Horizon Zero Dawn, I see them I can see them going that same route where it's like, yo, the show, the movie is coming out, or the show, or whatever it's going to be. We want that experience to kind of be a little more current, which it's kind of a hard sell a bit because it's like it's on PS4, right? It would be different as a PS3 game, but like I said, I think it's not that heavy of a lift because they're most likely working with the PC version of the game and they're bringing it over to PS5. So that's why I think this is something that, it's not going to be a heavy lift. And honestly, I don't see this being something that, it's releasing for, however much. We'll have to see. But when it comes to how I feel about it, it's like I was just saying all along. People tend to get very emotional with these things, where as if like someone spat in their face, as if someone, hit their kid or something, right? If it's not something that you're into, don't buy it. That's my whole thing. I think the most optimal way of letting a company know you're not for this, and I'm speaking as a community, right? As a community, don't buy it. Right? If you've never played Horizon Zero Dawn, you're not in for this. Looking at this, you probably not going to pick this up anyway. But for those that own the game or whatever, if it turns out that you do have to buy the game, it's up to you if that's what you want to do. You're not forced to buy that. You're not forced to own that game. And I know that may seem like a very, to some people, they may hear that and say, oh, that's a very dismissive answer, right? But when you really break down the layers and really break everything down, that's really what it comes down to. Don't buy the game. Don't support that. If that's a practice from PlayStation you don't support, don't buy it. Just like people said they wasn't feeling The Last of Us remake, so they weren't going to buy it. Although I saw a lot of people posting screenshots and enjoying the game. You feel me? Anyway, don't buy it. Yo, Mike, 0508, what's good, man? Like, at its core, don't buy it. When you peel back the layers, don't buy it. And really, even like if you was going into a business, say like you went to an establishment, right? Like a hardware store or whatever, and you didn't get great service. It's like, oh, this is shit service. I'm not happy here. What do most people that get bad service say? I'm never coming back. I'm never giving you my money again. And they don't come back. Now, some people might also leave a bad review, but that goes into the vocal part of it, right? Right? Because when we're looking at it from a community perspective, the most, when I spoke about the optimal part and then the second most optimal is being vocal, the most optimal part is not buying the game. The second most optimal part is voicing why this is not something that you or people as a community do not want or do not want to support. But see, this is where things get muddy. Because these companies have the facts, data, and statistics and analysts and all this other shit that look at the market, look at consumer spending, and make determinations on what is and is not acceptable based upon trends that we see within consumer spending, within the economics, right? And listen, I ain't no fucking financial advisor, you understand? I read a lot about this stuff. I read books and all this stuff, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm some college graduate analyst that I just understand macro and microeconomics and business stuff. But I am not someone that would, I can't advise a business on how to do shit because I don't have a degree or that piece of paper that says that. I'm just speaking from where I'm sitting and how I view things, right? I want to put that out there because, we got a lot of wannabe financial analysts out here that trying to tell you what is or is not right, but don't have no type of degree or anything in that, but they speak as if their word is gospel, as if it's facts. I'm just giving you my opinion. None of this stuff is facts. I'm just giving you my opinion on how I'm viewing things from where I sit. So let me put that out there. These companies are definitely looking at consumer spending, looking at consumer trends, economic trends, and making determinations on what is and is not acceptable. Now, do companies test the water? Absolutely. This trend of PlayStation putting out remasters, if it wasn't as lucrative to them, they wouldn't continue to do it. It's kind of like the PC argument, right? People keep using the argument of, oh, well, even if it's not selling as much as it does on a PlayStation, it's still making enough money to where Sony sees it as a valuable business proposition. So people understand games going to, and this is why I said that, this game community is so ass backwards and so hypocritical. Like they're so hypocritical every single day in and day out. It's nothing but hypocrisy and straw man arguments and just it's so hypocritical because they understand the games going to PC as a smart business venture, because even though it's not selling as much as it would on PlayStation is still viewing that game selling whatever it does on PC as a lucrative business venture, right? Where it's like, okay, even though God of War sold 20 plus million on PlayStation, it's selling 1.5 or 2 million or whatever and only making an extra, I don't know, 40, 50, 100 million, however much, an extra 40, 30 million. PlayStation views that as a success because it's the cherry on top, right? So people understand that business venture, but then when it comes to remasters or even remakes, no one understands that business venture. You get what I'm saying? Where I'm just like, so we understand that, you know, they're putting it on PC because they're trying to make extra money, but we don't understand that they're putting it on a PlayStation 5 with a remaster and touch-ups because they also may view that as a lucrative business venture to get that extra cherry on top on a game that's already made a ton of money, right? And that's why I feel like sometimes this community is very weird because it's just like, you know, you don't have to buy it, and clearly PlayStation sees some type of profit in doing that. Now, again, if PlayStation was only doing that, it would be an issue. Because we're still getting games like Horizon Zero, Forbidden West, GT7, Spider-Man 2, Wolverine, God of War Ragnarok in a couple weeks, you know, because the games that we really want are still dropping, this is why I view it as, all right, you know, either you buy it or you don't. And again, with them putting out the show as well, or the movie or whatever it is, they may look at it like, all right, you know, the show is definitely going to garner a lot more attention, right? It's going to garner a lot of eyes on it. So we want to make sure that we're in a position to where the best version of the game is what people are playing. Okay, I as looking at it from a business perspective, I understand that. I understand that wholeheartedly. Who the fuck is this? Yo, it's like these weird ass motherfuckers that be like reaching out to me. Who the fuck? Yo, William Aguilar, I don't see your tweet. You said you tweeted me? Or you added me? I don't see it. Yo, my settings are different, guys. William. Let me see. I believe you added me or something. I don't know what you added me on. Put a link to the tweet, William, so I can see, because I don't see what you tweeted me. Right? But from my perspective, that's how I see it. And so when you've got somebody that does not agree with that type of business practice, you don't buy the game. That's the most optimal way. And then you vocalize and listen, obviously be respectful, I would hope. I mean, we talk about Twitter. Ain't nobody being respectful. And then you vocalize like, yo, look, you know, we as a community, we don't agree with this. We don't want this. This is not something we want. And it's up to a company to view that and say, okay, well, let's look at the statistics and see if this is really something that people in the gaming community don't want. And if the sales don't match what the community is saying, they're going to keep doing what they do. Now, again, I have to keep saying this. As long as they are still putting out new experiences, new games, and things like that. Like, if we look at 2023, we got Stellar Blade and most likely Spider-Man 2. Now, here's the other side of this, man. This is why I think PlayStation still needs a showcase. This is why PlayStation absolutely needs a showcase. Because you've got a lot of people in the community that are like, okay, well, we know God of War is coming out, you know, but then 2023, you know, we've got, you know, what, Stellar Blade, Spider-Man, no date, no gameplay, no nothing. And then, you know, it's still very in the dark. PlayStation, and I'm talking from PlayStation. I'm not talking about like the third party deals and exclusives and stuff. I'm talking like, you know, coming from PlayStation, right? Or a showcase to show those other partnerships and to show what has come of that, right? We've seen a bit of it from the State of Play with the Rise of Ronin, Stellar Blade, which, you know, I that's first party as far as I'm concerned, Stellar Blade, but you know, and things like that, and obviously God of War Ragnarok, which arguably is going to be one of, if not the biggest game to release this year, in my opinion. But this is why I think from PlayStation, they need to be a bit more vocal, a bit more forthcoming of information, and they need to kind of set the record straight with a couple things. And I'm not talking about responding to fucking rumors and, you know, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about coming out, doing a proper game showcase, and showing your fans and showing the community what is to come from PlayStation. What partnerships have you cultivated, and all these other things. We've seen remnants of that throughout the year. We have, but I think a proper showcase showing all of this stuff in its proper light is, I think, very important, because you can put the information out, you can show the gameplay, you can show off trailers and things like that, and you can control the narrative and control the information that's coming out. But if PlayStation is being mum when it comes to those types of things, if PlayStation is dragging their ass when it comes to that type of stuff, or if PlayStation decides not to do that, I think that's an L, and two, that's a huge missed opportunity, especially when we look at a lot of the things that have been levied, or I don't want to say levy, but a lot of the negative press and, really and truly, like the past, I want to say like all summer, really, like all fucking summer, even going into now, there's been some positive come from PlayStation, but there's been a lot of negative stuff as well. Like the leaks with the Last of Us remake, the whole price increase due to inflation. There was something else too. This whole remake, this remaster shit that's going with Horizon, and there was a couple other things that I'm. The whole PS Plus thing, the PlayStation Stars stuff with the goddamn customer support. Like, it's just been so much negative press surrounding PlayStation that I think PlayStation needs to do a little bit of footwork, a little bit of not politicking, but they need to get out there in the crowd and be like, hey man, look, let's do this nice little 2 hour and a half showcase, and let's really, show our fans and show the community what we have cooking, so that, we can reassure our fans that there is a lot of great things coming out for PlayStation in the foreseeable future. We know these things are coming, right? We know about the 12 live service games. We know about the first party title, the 25 games that they're working on, right? We know about some of the partnerships with Firewalk, Deviation, and Haven, and all these other things that we know that they're coming with. We see some of these things on paper, but we do not see the tangible or the evidence of these partnerships and things like that. When it comes to that, and showcases is what a proper showcase is what puts that to rest, right? I'm not saying that everything needs to be shown right away. Like, I'm not saying PlayStation needs to come out with 25 games, from first party or whatever, and just show their entire hand. No, because no company really is doing that. Things are always being held back for a specific time. But when I look at this year from PlayStation has been putting out a lot of great games. Like I said, Horizon, GT, God of War. Those are three great games, and they found their audiences, right? But I do think when it comes to moving ahead, and even like I said, second party partnerships, third party partnerships, and things that they are paying for to have made for their console, all that stuff, right? That stuff is great, right? That stuff is awesome, right? No one is taking anything from that. And I understand that PlayStation is going to move to the beat of their own drum, and PlayStation has proper news. They have news cycles of when they want to show things and put things on Front Street. I understand that, right? No one needs to tell me that shit, right? I understand all of that. Like, every time I bring this up, people use those same talking points. Oh, well, it's about right now, they don't want to show, like, I know, right, guys? I know that stuff, right? But when we're talking about what we're talking about in regards to PlayStation, a lot of the negative press, a lot of things that we still don't know, like 100% about, like in terms of information, we still haven't seen certain things. These are things that I think PlayStation needs to kind of get a handle on, because from where I'm sitting, what I'm seeing happening right now from PlayStation is a little bit, not 100%, but I feel like PlayStation is losing the narrative a little bit when it comes to some of this information, right? A lot of this gaming information that's leaking or coming out, PlayStation, that narrative slips from PlayStation, and they can't control that. And I think when you see that constantly happening the way it's happening, PlayStation needs to get a handle on that info drip that they have coming. They need to up that info drip just a little bit in order to get ahead of this stuff, because for some reason the leaks just aren't going to stop, which I don't understand why. I don't know if it's like contractors at these companies or like people that just don't know, just love running their fucking mouth like chatty patty motherfucker. I don't know what it is. Like, but I don't think these leaks are ever going to stop. I think it's just always going to happen because, you know, PlayStation's not Brother Eye. They're not Big Brother. They can't look over every developer or every contractor's shoulder and watch their every move. So I think leaks will never not happen, right? Like, I think that dream is set sailed. Like, that's just never, ever going to happen. But I do think when you're looking at trends, when you're looking at how this shit is constantly dripping out and how restless the community can be and how certain narratives slip from you, because, you know, again, we can go back to the Last of Us situation, right? Where that narrative slipped from them, right? And then it's like when you got the full picture of what they were trying to do and how they were trying to go about it and how different this game is from the original. I mean, my God, if they would have led with this, it would have shut everything down, in my opinion, right? Because it just looks that beautiful. It looks awesome. Corey says, Persona, according to this gaming community, Sony is responsible for inflation in the recent hurricane. What? Someone said Sony is responsible for the hurricane that happened in Florida? No way. No way. No way someone said that, Corey. No way. No way. No way. Whoever said that, no way. No. No fucking way. I don't believe you on that one, Corey. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. If someone said that, yo, that is crazy. Yo, Steady Flow, what's good, man? What's good? What's good? Shout out to y'all in the chat. Yo, Borbor, man, I appreciate you for the super chat. Borbor says, negative press, don't fall for it. Folks like Young Yer and DC Guy make a living exaggerating and lying to sensationalize everything for views. Borbor, I'm not talking about them, right? I'm talking in general, right? Because although those are also big channels and have big followings and people that listen to them, it's all of it. It's the publication. It's all of it, man. The narrative in itself through leaks. You know, I'm not talking about a specific YouTuber. I'm talking leaks and the misinformation that comes from said leak. You get what I'm saying? And I think a lot of why that is happening is because, one, you know, people running their mouth that's getting this information. Obviously, we know that, but also, the amount of time that PlayStation is taking to put out more information, that news cycle is too long to get to. And the leaks are beating them to their news cycles. It's been happening a lot. And I feel in order for PlayStation to kind of get ahead of that misinformation narrative, get ahead of that fake outrage narrative, get ahead of, and it's crazy. It's crazy though, because even regardless if PlayStation does get out ahead of it, there's still going to be narratives that form because there's people that just genuinely hate PlayStation or, you know, don't read, don't follow the news. So there's always going to be a narrative or that misinformation that's going to be there, right? But I think PlayStation would do I think it would be better for PlayStation to be a bit more forthcoming about things and actually be a little more, be more forthcoming, but also have more information, like let the information have a little bit more depth to it, right? And I know it sucks. It's like, damn, you know, they shouldn't have to do that, but I feel like they should, man. I feel like they should because, you know, this whole Horizon remaster, if it does come out, right, or when it does, or whatever, right, the fact that there's already these misinformation and fake outrage campaigns that's already starting to ramp up, when it does come out, or when the information does come out, it's already going to be sullied by that misinformation and by the negative press and things like that is already starting to swirl and become this big massive ball of fake outrage misinformation that it puts that negative stigma on the game. Now, obviously, Horizon Zero Dawn, I think, is a phenomenal game. I love that game, right? But I think those, some of these games do suffer. Like, we, even with The Last of Us Part 2, that leak that happened, that might have, because, Last of Us Part 2 is what, probably like 10, like 11, 12 million maybe. It could have easily been at 15 million had the leak not happened. You get what I'm saying? So, some of it you can control, some of it you can't. But I think what PlayStation can control is how frequently or how fast they're putting that information out there. What PlayStation can control is a showcase, a blog article, putting that information out there, putting it out on the table. And it's crazy because when you look at the PlayStation 4 generation, PlayStation was doing this. Now, obviously, it's new leadership. It's a new regime. It's a new leadership. Everybody's viewpoints are very different. But when I think back to the PlayStation 4 generation, we didn't have these problems. Now, obviously, were leaks still happening? Absolutely. But it wasn't at this rate. It wasn't at this level. It wasn't this detrimental to the success. You get what I'm saying? That is what we're seeing in this PlayStation 5 generation, is that we're seeing leaks that could potentially be damaging to the success of a game. Now, obviously, people are going to buy what they buy and enjoy what they enjoy. But I think not being able to control that narrative and letting that I think not being able to control that narrative and letting that misinformation swirl, we get what we get. But let's move into the
Anti-consumer.
Let's move into the anti-consumer crowd.
Anti-consumer. Anti-consumer.
Let's move to the anti-consumer. You thought we was just gonna have a nice, smooth conversation and not talk about the bullshit?
Anti-consumer.
You thought it was just, Persona, you thought we was just gonna have a when Persona speaks and not talk about the bullshit? You thought we wasn't gonna do that, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, come on, how dare you? You know we better than that.
Anti-consumer.
You know we about to talk about this anti-consumer crowd. Listen. How many times are we gonna find ourselves back here? Your wife just yelled, what the fuck was that? Sorry, tell her I said my tell her that's the game soundboard. Tell her that's the game soundboard. Shout out to Sir Real One's wife. How you doing, miss? Appreciate you.
Anti-consumer.
I love this fucking soundboard, man. I love this shit. Anti-consumer. Yo, I gotta click it one more time, man.
Anti-consumer.
Hey, yo, the gaming community y'all, listen, I love the gaming community for so many reasons. And one of those reasons is that it's a never-ending supply of comedy. It's a never-ending supply of just comedy, bro. It's never-ending. All right, so let's talk about the anti-consumer crowd, man. Matter of fact, let me do this. Because I'm actually tired of this word being used incorrectly. Like, it's almost is interest of consumers.
Anti-consumer.
Yo, that motherfucker sound angry.
Anti-consumer.
Why he sound like that? Why motherfucker sound angry?
Anti-consumer.
Anti-consumer. That motherfucker sound angry, boy. Opposition of consumerism.
Anti-consumerism.
Yo, why he sound like that? Anti-consumerism.
Anti-consumerism.
So the opposition or resistance to a culture or way of life emphasizing the purchase and use of consumer goods. All right. Why you say it like that, man? That motherfucker sound angry.
Anti-consumerism.
Anti-consumerism. Motherfucker sound angry as fuck, motherfucker. That ain't my fault, mother. Come on, bro. That ain't my fault. So anti-consumerism is the opposition or resistance to a culture or way of life emphasizing the purchase and use of goods. Opposition to consumerism. I think PlayStation releasing a remaster is not anti-consumer. Because it does not impact, in my opinion at least, it does not impact the way of life as a gamer. You get what I'm saying? You know, if Horizon Zero Dawn remaster comes out on PlayStation 5, that does not impact the way of life for a gamer within the ecosystem, because there's still tons of other things to choose from. It would be different, like I said, if PlayStation was only putting out remasters and that was the only thing that a gamer would had to choose from within their ecosystem, to where it's like, oh, yo, this is like hella anti-consumer, like, you know, you putting out all this other shit, or whatever the case may be, right? I just feel like the anti-consumer crowd, I really do think they miss I don't think, I know they misuse they misuse this word. And obviously, you know, you use buzzwords to get to get attention, to garner attention, to get people, you know, looking here and there and whatnot, right? Like, you know, we know how it works, right? But I think when it comes to this gaming community, people are using the word incorrectly when it comes to speaking on the games that are coming out, right? A lot of people in this community, and I keep saying this, man, and it's true, because, you know, we people get exposed, or it gets proven time and time again. There's a lot of people in this gaming community who are not gamers, right? And I'm not saying that you need to, you know, play 1 million games and have like 3 million 3 million trophies and things like that. That's not what I'm talking about, right? What I'm speaking on is that there are people within this community who only like to speak about gaming, talk about gaming, chatty patty motherfuckers that just love to just chat, talk, yap, ring him out, all fucking day on every little piece of news. But when it comes to talking about gaming, when it comes to talking about games, right? Because really, a lot of the shit that's being talked about is not even gamer talk. It's it's some other bullshit. I don't even know what to call it in the moment right now. But it's not really gamer talk. It's whining. A lot of this shit's whining, you know? Like going back and forth about customer fucking service through PlayStation Stars. That's not gamer talk. That's whining. That's whiny bullshit. You get what I'm saying? That's not gamer talk, right? Gamer talk is having a conversation about, say Valkyrie Elysium, right? We know Valkyrie Elysium did not get the best gamer score, right? You know, it didn't get the best review scores, I meant to say. And a conversation would be like talking about why you like the game and why you didn't like the game, why things need to change and what doesn't need to change. Another conversation would be talking about like, oh, you know, what would make the gaming industry better with this and that, like, you know, real shit, man. Not this bullshit that we see. Oh, that's loud as fuck in my ear. Not this bullshit that we tend to see on social media now where you got a lot of the fake outrage, misinformation, anti-consumer crowd that's pushing agenda, propaganda, and misinformation to rile people up. That's what you're seeing. You're seeing a lot of volatile or volatility. Volatile or hyperbolic. I should say hyperbolic, not volatile, hyperbolic. You're seeing these hyperbolic situations that really shouldn't be hyperbolic to begin with, right? The community is very volatile. I mean, now I'm using it right. The community is very volatile, and they take these very small situations, insignificant situations, and blow them up into these wild, crazy talking points and narratives and misinformation. Let's use this Horizon shit as a perfect example. All day today. Like, now listen, I couldn't really interact with everybody today on Twitter because, like I said, I've been in training all day. But when I was playing catch up this afternoon, all I see is just these thesis statement talking points, PhD fucking analysis of why PlayStation is anti-consumer and why PlayStation is failing and why you need to go to Game Pass. All this dumb shit, right? All this bullshit. Yo, Upchuck Gaming, what's good, bro? All this bullshit, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm like, yo, did any of you motherfuckers even play the goddamn game? Why is it that we can get 50 million spaces, tweets, and this on this bullshit, but when it comes to gaming and gameplay, it's like pulling teeth. It's like pulling teeth. Hey man, so you gonna post up some gameplay or some stuff? Whoa.
Why should I do that? I shouldn't have to post no gameplay. I shouldn't have to. Why do I have to talk about the game? It doesn't matter if I played the game or not. It doesn't matter.
It's like, yo, what the hell? Brother, what the hell? Because for a lot of these people, it's one of two things. Either if you've already played the game, so this news doesn't impact you in any way because you already played the game. So if you don't want to buy it, you don't have to. And if you didn't play the game, right? The game is on PS Now, or PS Plus Premium or PS Plus Extra or whatever. It's in PS Plus. The game is dirt cheap, like $5-10 now for the complete edition. Like if you have not bought and played this game, you have no desire to, right? That's perfectly fine. So you didn't play the game or you did play the game, and this news doesn't really impact you in any type of way. But again, because it's social media, everything has to be this volatile situation, this red alert, the sky is falling type of situations that we tend to see, where every little thing, and a lot of this, let's be real here, a lot of this shit is really focused and centered around PlayStation, but every little thing is hyperbolic. And from where I'm sitting, I'm just like, depending on what I see, it might not even get bought from me either. And I think that's for a lot of people. But again, this is rumors. But again, people can do entire thesis statements on this. But when it comes to posting gameplay, when it comes to actually talking about games, it's non-existent. Yo, Viper Reef's gonna appreciate you for the super chat. He says, this gaming community is a cesspool of people wanting to add input on specific topics that they know they haven't broached. That's what I'm saying. That's yeah, absolutely. Right? Because we've come to a point where people feel emboldened to speak on things they have no experience with. If you never played or touched Horizon Zero Dawn, how is this anti-consumer to you? Never mind the community. Never mind all that other bullshit talking points. To you. How is this anti-consumer to you if you've never picked up the game? If you have no interest in the game, how is this anti-consumer to you?
anti-consumer.
Because for most people, this news does not affect them at all. Because you don't play the games. You don't care about the game. It's that serious. It's that simple. Yo, Kratos99, man, appreciate you for the super chat. Says Persona, why are Xbox guys mad about this? They don't even play games. Oh man, some, not all. Some don't play games. Yo, Birdman, appreciate you. 6 months as a member on the channel, bro. He says their input is not verifiable. Absolutely. There you go. There you go. There you go. Now listen, it's social media. Everyone has an input. Everybody has an opinion, even on shit they have no experience on. I mean, listen, we know that this isn't going to change. We know that this isn't going to stop. You know, it's just not, right? We know that. But it goes back to things that I've continuously been talking about for years. When it comes to the most important thing of why we all are here and why we all congregate. Yo, Sinister, what's good, man? The reason why we're all here, why we all congregate, and what has brought us together, for some people, is for the right reasons. And those right reasons being, we love games. We love gaming. You know, we love shooters, JRPGs, RPGs, fighting games, whatever it is, right? And then there's that other side of people that are here for the bullshit. Like I said, when I look at this rumor, and you know, more than likely it's true. When I look at this, I'm kind of just like, all right, you know, for me, it's like, all right, depending on how it looks and what that price is, I might snatch it up. But I'm also of the ilk of, I probably won't pick it up either. And I kind of just go on with my day. All right, I just won't pick it up. And this is why I say, like, a lot of things on social media, it's exclusive to social media. And the reason why I say that is because, you know, most consumers are like that. They go into the store, and, you know, if they played Last of Us or Horizon Zero Dawn, and they see the remaster, they may say to themselves, oh, damn, why did they, some people may say, oh, why did they remaster this game? They need to remaster this. I'll wait for a sale, or I'm not going to pick it up. When then you have other people that say, oh, damn, I remember seeing this game on PS4, but I never picked it up. And they made a PS5 version? Oh, man, let me snatch this up. Then you've got the other people that'll say, oh, I've played this game on PS4. I thought this game was awesome. I love to see how it looks on PS5. Yeah, I'm going to pick this up. Then you've got the other people that'll say, it's not for me. That's one of those four consumers. Take your pick. But you don't see a consumer in Best Buy, right? And that's why I say Twitter, shit that people do on Twitter, they would never do in the real world. I'm going to tell you why. And if you do this in the real world, you're a fucking weirdo, right? And I'm going to tell you why. No consumer is going into a store, Best Buy. Let's just say Best Buy, right? No consumer is walking into Best Buy, seeing a remaster for a game that came out 5 years ago, and walking up to one of the Best Buy employees and saying,
You see this? You see this? This is anti-consumer. Sony should not get my money. They shouldn't get anybody's money because this is anti-consumer. You don't want to buy this. Don't buy this game. This game they put this out 5 years ago. They put this out 5 years ago. Don't buy this. This is anti-consumer. don't buy this game. Hey, everybody in the store, hello, everybody in the store, my name is Gamer292967 on Twitter, and I'm here to tell you, don't buy this game. Do not buy Horizon Zero Dawn Remaster, because it's anti-consumer. It's a bad game. Don't buy this. Don't support PlayStation. Don't support Sony. Don't support anything they do, because these are the anti-consumer practices that they continue to do, and we won't stand for it. This is anti-consumer.
No one is doing that. No one in the real world is doing that. Because in the real world, most people will either say, I'll buy it, I won't buy it, I'll wait for a sale, and move on with their day, move on with their life. That's it. But in the land of social media, in the land of Twitter, everything's hyperbolic. Everything's volatile. Everything has to be a fucking space. And then it's like when the news comes out, and this goes back to what I was saying about PlayStation. When they put the news out and they say, oh, well, you know, if you already own the game, you just gotta pay $10 more. If you don't own the game, you know, you can pay 40 or 50 or whatever. And it comes with the DLC or whatever. Like, you know, PlayStation does that. It's like, oh, okay. Then it's the other side. Talking about the multiplayer. Which I'm like, hey man, a Horizon multiplayer, like is it what, a co-op experience? Is it gonna be like a Monster Hunter style multiplayer? Which I think would be pretty dope. And they add like bigger monsters, right? They add bigger, like other animals or monsters or whatever, so that are bigger, so that, you know, it takes, you know, it's pretty. I mean, well, shit, man. I mean, Horizon Forbidden West has like over 40 something enemy monsters, right? Probably make some of them a little bit bigger, so that if you're doing like co-op or 3 people or whatever, it's more of a challenge or whatever, right? Like an overgrown I forgot the name of the hippopotamus style monster in Forbidden West. I forgot the name of the name, but if they made that thing like huge, oh, you gotta take out the Omega hippopotamus, right? I think that sounds awesome. Like, you know, I love Monster Hunter War. Oh damn, that's a lot of fucking my ear. Goddamn. Yo, Captain Ply, appreciate you subbing to the channel. Hope you enjoy your stay. I loved Monster Hunter Worlds. I put like almost 300 hours into that. So, you know, if Horizon was to do something like that, oh, the Snap Mod, thank you. Shout out to you, DD Vito. If PlayStation was to do like a co-op or like a multiplayer style Horizon game, I'm all down. I'm down for that, man. I'm absolutely down for that. I think that would be dope as fuck, really and truly. But again, we don't know anything yet because we waiting on PlayStation. Yeah, I was originally going to go for the platinum in Monster Hunter Worlds, and I'm like really close. But it's them goddamn mini and it's them crowns, bro. I'm not, this shit random as hell, man. I'm like, hell no, I ain't doing that. What? Trying to get all the mini and large crowns and stuff. If they didn't randomize that, I'd have been like, all right. You know, like they could have made it to where, oh yeah, you know, you gotta do a harder version of that enemy and you get the mini and large crown. If they would have did that, I'd be like, all right, fine, I'll do that. Like if it was a guaranteed reward, all right. But for it to be randomized like that, I ain't feel like farming all them goddamn monsters doing that. At the time, I ain't feel like doing it. I was like, come on, man, I ain't doing that for the platinum. Wide Maw. Yeah, Wide Maw. I thought the Snap Maw was like the crocodile thing. You love helping randoms in Monster Hunter Worlds. Yeah, Monster Hunter Worlds was a great game. Yo, I put so much time into that game. So much time, man. I loved my experience with that. Yeah, that was a great game. Here's the funny thing too, right? About like this whole remaster argument, right? I'm gonna make this point and then we'll get up out of here. This community is so hypocritical sometimes, right? Because what is one of the few games that people have been begging for? They beg for it on PC to come to PC. They beg for it to be in a PS5 version or a next gen version or a next gen patch or a 60 frames per second patch or an update or this and that. What is that game that they beg for, ladies and gentlemen? I'll give you a hint. It starts with a B and ends with an E. It starts with a B and ends with an E. It starts with a B and ends with an E. Yo, Stony, appreciate you for the super chat. They say this might be off topic, but how dope would it be if they made a 3D Mega Man game, but it played close to Returnal or had mechanics close to that of it? That'd be actually dope, actually. I think that'd be dope as hell. That'd actually be really, really dope. That'd be awesome. I think that'd be dope, Stony. Yep, ding, ding, ding. Y'all got it in the chat. Bloodborne. If PlayStation came out right now, it said, "Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy to tell you that today we are putting out a remake for Bloodborne. It's coming out to PlayStation 5 and PC. It's going to have 60 frames per second, VRR, 120 FPS mode, and it's going to have the Old Hunters DLC also that's going to be remade with 60 frames per second, VRR, 120 mode, and it's coming to PC with DLSS and this and that. People would be salivating. Oh my God! Oh my God, PlayStation! You did it! Oh my God! And Bloodborne came out 2 years before Horizon. Bloodborne is newer than Last of Us and only a year or so older than Horizon. But both Horizon and Last of Us, people don't see the value in doing that. But Bloodborne, they do, although they write the jokes write themselves, ladies and gentlemen. The hypocrisy writes itself. You don't have to look far. You know what? Let's have some fun real quick. Let me see. Let me test this theory. I want to test this. I want to test this theory. Oh boy. My theories were correct. Oh my God. Bloodborne exists. Horizon Zero Dawn remake. You see, it's all because of what game it is. And that's why I saw like, yo, the hypocrisy within this game community of people that truly it's not about the remaster or remake. It's about the game that's getting it. And that's where this anger is. And that's why it's like some of it is a bit hypocritical, because once again, because it's not your game being remade, there's a problem. That's what a lot of this is. That's why I say Twitter is so hyperbolic, because I mean, you know, very hyperbolic. You know, and like I said, you don't have to look far. You don't have to look far. Everyone is begging for a Bloodborne remake. Bloodborne came out 2 years before Horizon Zero Dawn, and 2 years after The Last of Us OG PS3. Bloodborne came out 2 years before Horizon and 2 years after The Last of Us. But people see the value in this game being remade over The Last of Us and Horizon. You see what I mean? You see what I mean with the gaming community on Twitter? It's not about the game it's not about remakes and remasters. It's about what it is that's being remade and remastered. Which is why I don't take what a lot of these people say serious anyway. Because the hypocrisy writes itself. It's always on display because it's Twitter. And this is why I say, a lot of the anger and things that we see is exclusive to Twitter. Because in the real world, people are not doing this. If they don't want it, they won't buy it. Or if they do want it but don't want to pay full price, they wait for a sale. That's it. That's it. So, when it comes to the anger, quote, and I'm doing air quotes, when it comes to the quote unquote anger, the anti-consumer, and all the frank outrage, misinformation crowd, when it comes to them, never take what they say serious. Never take what they say serious, because a lot of what they do is performative and meant to garner attention, likes, retweets, and support. Nothing more, nothing less. They don't care about the game. They don't care about the games. They don't care about the industry. They don't care about the developers. They don't care about games. They don't play games. They don't show games. They're not verifiable. It's all of the above. But take your pick. Take your pick, and that's what it is. Where the hell is my phone? Anti-consumer. Listen, guys. That's the end of the show. I appreciate y'all rocking out on this episode of When Persona Speaks, episode 216. We getting up there. We getting up there, man. We getting up there in the we getting up there in the numbers. So end of show check. So guys, what are we at? A 1 or 2 or 3 when it comes to how we feeling? 1 being you feeling great, 2 being you feeling okay, and 3 being you feeling bad. I don't want to see no 3s in the chats. You know I don't like seeing no 3s in the chat. So let me know in the chat, man. Oh yeah, I see the 1s. I love it. They go the 1s. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yo, Kratos, man, appreciate you for the super chat. He said, Spider-Man came out a year after Horizon Zero Dawn, and it got remastered for PS5, and nobody was mad, but now people are mad about Horizon. You know what's crazy? There was definitely people mad about Spider-Man. But the anger was more so the cost. because people were thinking that that Spider-Man cost 60 or something, and the remaster and just all this weird shit. It was crazy, and because it was tied to Miles Morales, you know, which made the game 70, so it was $20 for Spider-Man Remastered, and then Miles Morales was 50. People wasn't feeling that, so that's where a lot of the anger came from. I don't think necessarily the remaster of that people weren't that angry. I think it was mostly just the pricing and the fact that they weren't selling Spider-Man remasters separately. That's what a lot of people were pissed off about. Yo, Borbo, appreciate you for the super chat. It says Bloodborne hype is not equal to sales. Lies. Really and truly, I I agree with you there, because the Souls franchise the Soulsborne like franchise just got unniched with this Elden Ring, right? Prior to that, the highest selling Soulsborne style game was, I think, Dark Souls 3, which was at like 6 million, I think, or something like that. My numbers might be off, so forgive me, guys. But Bloodborne, I don't think Bloodborne even cracked. Matter of fact, you know what? No. Let's do this right. Lifetime sales for Bloodborne. Let's do it. Let's do this right. Let's do this right. Let's do it. You know what? Let me see. Bloodborne wiki. I think the wiki will give me the sales. Blah blah blah. 92. Ain't no sale. Oh, sales. Here we go. Number 2 in UK. Selling software in March. Despite the release, sold over 1 million to buy. Game was 2 million copies soon after release date. The game still exceeded their expectations. All right, so here we go. Real quick. So, shout out to Wikipedia, right? So for the sales of the game sold 152,000 copies in Japan the first week, ranking number 1 in Japan. Bloodborne debuted at number 2 in the UK, right behind Battlefield Hardline by 22,000 units. And in North America, Bloodborne was the second best-selling software in March, despite being released at the end of the month. By April of 2015, the game sold well over 1 million copies, and by September, the game sold over 2 million copies. Soon after release, Sony stated that the game's sales exceeded their expectations. So, I can see a Bloodborne. So, again, Sony said the sales exceeded their expectations, which I think is great, right? You know what's funny? Sony also said that Returnal sales exceeded their expectations, and Returnal only sold like 700,000 copies, but people deemed that as a failure. And let's use the Twitter argument, guys. Hold on, let me use the Twitter argument, because this is why Twitter is always going to be a comedy show. When it comes to the gaming community and Twitter, it's always going to be a comedy show, because the very talking points that they use always comes back to bite them in the ass. All right, here we go.
Well, 2 million copies, for a console that sold, 120 million consoles and only sold 2 million copies, that attachment rate's not good. It's not that great. It's not that good. Blah, 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 blah.
That's what they told us for Returnal. That's what they told us for everything else. Even with God of War and Horizon, those games selling 20 million was not good enough for PlayStation. That's what they told us. But they expecting PlayStation to go back to this 2 million copy selling ass game and make it. I'm using their argument. I think PlayStation should remake Bloodborne or do a 60 frames per second patch or something. I want that, right? But using Twitter's arguments and talking points, it doesn't make sense for PlayStation to remake a game that only sold 2 million. I'm using their talking points. I'm using Twitter's talking points, ladies and gentlemen. These are not my talking points. This is Twitter's talking points. If we're going by Twitter guidelines, the Twitter gaming community guidelines, 2 million copies sold is not good. If we're going by Twitter's guidelines, 2 million copies sold is not justifiable for them to go back and spend resources on remaking the game. That's going by Twitter. Because when it's every other game, it's not worth it. It's the sales rate, the attach rate, and all this other shit. This is Twitter's talking points, not mine. So which is it? Because you can't have your cake and eat it too. Oh, but people don't want to hear that. No, Persona. It's different this time, Persona. That was then, this is now. It's different. And what's the thing that they say? Oh, well, you know, there's new fans, there's new people. You should want to update the game and put it in its best. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. I don't gotta go no farther. The jokes and hypocrisy writes themselves. Listen. I hope they do a Bloodborne remake too, or remaster or something. I hope they do that. I would definitely pay for that. $70. I pay it. But yo, listen, guys. I appreciate y'all so much coming through, rocking out with your boy on this Monday evening. I hope I can make your evenings just that much better, right? Good conversations and whatnot. I am going to put out some solstice thoughts this week, and this Sunday, next Sunday, I should say, I am going to stream my master difficulty. So, you know, we're not doing COD Sundays no more, at least not for a while, right? Or FPS Sundays, right? So y'all voted, and Kana, y'all was down for that Kana master difficulty. So now that Kana has the new game plus, I'm gonna stream that on Sundays for a little bit, you know, and stream that and beat the game on the master difficulty. So that stream will happen this Sunday. Also, Asterigos comes out Saturday. I might live stream my impressions and show off the game and give my thoughts live as well after What's Up PlayStation podcast. I might do that, so be on the lookout for that as well. Yeah. But yeah, yo, that's pretty much it from me, man. Listen, I hope y'all have a great evening. You know, whatever you want to do, relax. I'm about to go grind out these weapon proficiencies in this Valkyrie Elysium, trying to get this platinum. So I appreciate y'all so much. Please be safe. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. If you do enjoy the content, like, comment, and subscribe is always appreciated. Not mandatory. Also, if you want to join the membership, the link to that is in the description. Become a warrior. Join the warriors, right? I think I'm actually going to change the name too. I'm actually going to revamp the membership art and stuff like that. I'm trying to think of another name for it instead of the warriors, and change like the look of it and all that. So I got some ideas with that. New emotes is gonna be coming to closer to God of War time. I'm gonna have some like really cool emotes and whatnot as well. And then What's Up PlayStation podcast this Saturday with me and Bari, episode 101. It's gonna be a good show because we're gonna have last week's news and whatever news comes out this week. We'll be talking about that as well. So you know that's gonna be a really good show. You're not gonna want to miss that. And yeah, that's it, guys. Listen, I appreciate y'all. Y'all be safe. Have a great evening. It's been your boy Persona, and I'm out, guys. And always remember, anti-consumer. Appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm out, man. Peace.